Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Quinton Simon is named the prime suspect in this case, so why haven't police made an arrest?
Yeah, Riley, he said there's a good chance police are being very strategic in the way they're going about handling this case.
The fact that she's not been arrested, at least not yet, tells me that they are working very carefully to cross their T's and dot all of their I's.
Police have yet to arrest Leilani Simon in the disappearance of her 20-month-old son, despite naming her the prime suspect. Legal analyst Philip Holloway says the reason she's free may have to do with the fact police haven't found her son's body yet.
They need to find the remains if they can, because even though it's not required to have a body to prosecute a murder under Georgia law, it is always better if they can identify a cause and manner of death.
He says police may also just be making sure their case is rock solid before moving forward with an arrest.
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come on in, you guys. I am coming on here a little early because we can. But I was trying to get some things straightened out. We've got a lot to cover tonight. I'm pretty sure everybody want to talk about it, but I'm still trying to get things set up here. So just relax. Just relax for a minute, you guys. Let me get my everything. I was set up and then somebody called me in. Anyway, how is everybody doing? I know we early, you guys. We are early, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. I know we early, you guys. We are. There we go. So let me see who's all in the building. I know we are early. Hey, Sanja Watts, how you doing? Thank you coming in here helping out like you always do. Wanda, Sharice, good afternoon to you. Sanja Watts. Gail, how you doing, Gail? Ruby Turner, Miss Philly G, Lisa Taylor. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing? So Woke the God is in the building. Zena. How you doing, Zena? Nancy. How you doing, Nancy? Sometimes I have to say your last name because there's more than one, so I say Nancy LaRose. Carolyn and Katrina Hickman. And how's you guys doing? KMB is in the building. Yes, indeedy. And I am going on up. Hey, Phyllis, how you doing? Jackie Bartiz, welcome back. Welcome back. Maria Perkins, okay. Sugar Mama's in the building. How's everybody doing? Okay. Okay, you guys. I know we early. She said, good. Hey, Six. What's going on? So, you guys, there's a lot. She says, I'm good. Zena, I'm good. I'm good. You know. Larissa, how are you doing, Larissa? Sandra Watt says, come out the bushes. So, you guys, we're a little bit early. We're a lot early. We're like 20 minutes, but that's okay. I need to be a little bit early. Oh, 6 Cents is in the building. All right, Amelia, what's going on? And so, anyway, you guys, did you guys get to watch Court TV? We posted it on the community board that they were going to do a segment on Quinton yesterday. She said, there is a lot going on. There is a lot going on, but I'm going to tell you something. I want name of that song. I love it so much. Let me see. I don't know the name of it, but Pretty K comes in here. She knows the name, who wrote the song. She went and downloaded the song. I didn't know it was really actually a song. I thought it was just a theme because they have it where we can use it. And so Gail says, I disagree with the babysitter. Oh, girl. Well, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to get right on into it. Zena says, I missed it. You missed it? It's okay. I took notes. I just finished watching it. I took a test. I took a 3-hour test. Passed with 93. And I did some paperwork I had to take care of. You missed it? Okay. Well, let me tell you right now, Larissa and everybody that missed it. Hey, Amari, I love you. Glad that you showed on up. Everything that we do over here, we heard it over there. I was like, I think because they have these big platforms. I mean, Court TV is a big national name. It's nationwide known. When they say Court TV, everybody, they say SP, they be like, well, I don't know her, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I watched it and they pretty much go over the case like we go over the case. It's nothing extra. I think what makes Court TV so good is because they bring in experts and then they have a theory and an analogy of what they think. So like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. So right, we're not putting channels in the chat. Y'all been here long enough. You should already know. So, Anyway. Hey, Lisa Calhoun, how you doing, loving God? I see you in the building. Yes. Cynthia, how you doing? So, and you guys know the reason why. And I know sometimes you make a mistake, but I mean, we've been saying it for 4 years. So, I mean, if you didn't get it for 4 years, I don't know what to tell you. I just think some people just do what they want to do and then they get mad or whatever. Yeah, I know, Gail, it's all good. Just, refrain from it, because when we start putting other people's channel, it's not, we don't want to publicize them. They're already good. But here's the thing. You guys go and you think you're doing a favor. But in all reality, if we're clashing or we don't agree on something or they under a different spirit than I am or whatever, or whoever this channel is. You got to remember something. People will lash out at me. They're not going to lash out at you because you're going to say, I just said your name. But then somebody will say something about that channel or what. I mean, it's okay if you're going to say something like not on the channel. Not on the channel. It's never okay. I usually speak about channels because I'm giving them prompts, and I'm saying, hey, basically, if I don't care for a channel, you're not going to see me bashing this channel over here. You're not, I mean, every now and then, everybody has their moments, but you know what I'm saying. I just don't want that kind of channel where I'm going back and forth with another channel and they're saying things, because at the end of the day, the entity of what we're trying to grow as a union of people that cover these cases is to put the awareness out there for the children. Sometimes we don't agree on one little thing and everybody get their panties in a bunch, and then we got a whole bunch of YouTube drama. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen it, I done heard it, and I done did all that. Each channel is actually different. Thank you, Sixth Sense. It's actually different. But anyway, it's no big deal because Gail, she said, Gail, don't go nowhere. Elaine, how you doing? Girl, welcome back. And because a lot of what we're going to be talking about, I'm pretty sure you're going to get into this conversation. I just got a phone call that I am going to work tonight. I'm off tonight, but they were telling me to come in, so I'm gonna come in tonight. I wish I would have went Monday. Missing it, but I ain't missing it tonight. I'm gonna pick up me some dinner on the way in. Okay, she says I'm back, and what's up? This is what's up. Okay, so I'm trying to wait until we get closer to the 5 o'clock, but I mean, that's more of the reason why, you guys, you know what I'm saying? We try to do a good thing sometimes and it backfires all the time. And then you're into it with that person. You're not into it with them. I'm into it with them. And everybody sit back and look, the fire, the flames are going and they're going back and forth. And I don't even say nothing. You guys seen it. I'm not going to argue with nobody. You could say whatever you want to say, but I mean, sometimes, I do speak, but most of the time somebody could say, hey, yes, Pete fat. I don't care. I mean, that's what you think of me. That's your opinion. My husband love it. But you know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with 99% of the channels. It's just, I just don't like the drama. Now, if they came over here and we're on we're speaking and everything, great. I do want to speak about a channel, and I'm going to tell you guys the reason why. I'm going to tell you guys something. Because sometimes, even though something don't look good, and you guys know me, I really don't like to speak badly about the situation. It doesn't make it go away. I'm not covering it up or anything. It's just sometimes you would get that negative spirit around you, around your channel, in your home, on live, and every time you turn around, it's something negative. You know what I'm saying? And then every time you turn around, it's negative. I've learned that about jobs and people. If I be around a lot of negative people, they be like, man, I hate my mama, or I hate my boyfriend, I hate my husband, I hate my job. They always say I'm doing something. They always saying this, my brother always doing that. Every time you turn around, they're never happy. They're never satisfied. They don't never see nothing good about anything. So I had this job and I had it for 15 years. And when I first went into it, I didn't like it. I mean, but I had to work it because I'm like, dang, I need the money. And I just didn't like, I didn't like the whole situation, the environment, and what they stand for. It wasn't a Christian home or whatever. You guys understand what I'm saying. And you know how you come out the gate, you just want a Christian home and you don't get everything you want. Sometimes God puts you somewhere it's just so that people can see the godliness in you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go in there and start preaching to them and praying for them and laying hands. It's just you live accordingly to, you know, what God has given to you. But I would go in and call my mom all the time, and I would tell her, I'll be like, oh, I hate this job and I don't want to go in. I'll be there early and I just sit there in the car and I'll be just telling her they did this and they did that and this, that, and the other. And every day I went in, it was just terrible. I couldn't wait to get off work. I just, you know, I mean, yeah, it was terrible. So one day, and you know, and I was going through it with my kids too. You know, my daughter was pregnant. She was trying to just, you know, live her life, and you know, my son's getting old and doing what he's doing, trying to drive cars and steal cars and stuff. My car, not everybody else's car. He was stealing my car. But so anyway, so you know how you pray and you talk to the Lord and you say, you know, God, you know, what am I gonna do? And basically, you know, he didn't say it, you know, verbally, you know, audibly, but what came in my mind was quit complaining. Just quit complaining. You complain about, you know, something good that, you know, is paying your bills and stuff like that, and quit complaining. And I stayed there at that job. I quit complaining. My mother, I would call her and she was like, what they do now? I was like, girl, I ain't talking about that. Let's talk about, you know, going shopping or what we gonna do on the weekend. And then she was like, huh? And then she was like, I know they did this. I was like, I said I ain't talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just quit talking about the negative thing. And I got to liking my job. I did. Well, thank you, Larissa. She said, I love the quotes on the community board. So that's why a lot of the negative energies, you know, like even with my friends or something, if I see so much negative energy coming out of you, sooner or later, I'm going to cut myself loose. I'm not saying I'm going to sit there and say, girl, da-da-da-da-da. But if I mention it to you once or twice and say, girl, why are you so negative? You know what I'm saying? You negative. Trust me, I'm looking at that and I don't want it around me. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she might be having problems with her man and he did this, he did that. He cheated on me. He's, you know, now I'm getting, you know, you know, disrespectful. You guys understand. Did you look at images I sent you? I already seen the video you sent me. But no, I didn't have time to look at any images if you sent it after that video. Anyway, you guys, let's get into the topic. We're close enough. We're 7 minutes close to the hour. So Court TV came on yesterday, and we're about 22 hours away. So they came on about 4 or 5 o'clock Central Time. And I think it was 8 o'clock Eastern Time or Pacific Time, whatever. Eastern Time. I think it was Eastern Time. I don't know where it was, but hold on. Hey, this is SP. Hello? That was Amari. I don't know why she was calling me. She called and hung up. Anyway, you guys, I'm not going to answer any more phone calls because, you know, I haven't said anything yet. So let's get into the topic. Nope, I'm not going to answer it. I just answered that one and it didn't go. So, Court TV was talking about the 3 possibilities. This is the first thing they said. We're going to talk about everything that they was speaking on. Okay? They were speaking on a lot of stuff. We got one other rule. There is. And why do she? Okay, let's answer it. Let's see what she wants. Hello.
Hello, is this SP?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, SP.
Hey. What's going on, Amari?
Nothing much. I'm just here to say I have a lot to say about the Cody case.
We're not talking about Cody right now, but do you got some new information?
No, not really. I wish I did.
Okay, because we're not talking about Cody. We're talking about Quinton.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Bye. So, you guys. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to go over the Cody case today, but nothing's going on the Cody case. And trust me, we're not giving up on Cody. We're not giving up on Cody. It's just nothing's going on over there. So, until in about 30 days, we're not going to hear anything. So anyway, Court TV was featuring Quinton. And the first thing that they said, you guys, I know some of you guys didn't hear it or see it. They said, what are the three possibilities? So he was talking about the three possibilities. He said, now listen, I'm going to share with you guys. I'm serious. I'm going to share with you guys what's going on. The three possibilities he said was the first possibility was that it's more than unlikely, but he could be abducted. He said, but more than unlikely, he could be abducted. Or he didn't say nothing about the baby walking out the house. He said the second possibility is somebody accidentally, through negligence, the baby got hurt, like the tub or the swimming pool, or got into something. And then the third, which he really didn't speak too much on it, but he says somebody hurt the baby intentionally. Okay. So those were the three possibilities. And I thought, well, okay, that's kind of how we look at it. Then it says, then he turns around and he says, who was in the house? I'm going to go somewhere with this, you guys, because we've been speaking about this all the time. Yeah, you have to go watch it. Let me see who that is that said, I'm going to go watch it. Yes, 6 cents. You would have to go watch it. It's a little lengthy, but it is worth watching because he does have some really, skilled and professional, people that's speaking on the whole case, So then he was talking about who was in the house. This is the main thing, you guys. I keep trying to tell you guys. You know what? It seemed like, if we got paid what they got paid to do what they do, guess what? We would be rich because they're only doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, who was in the house? That is always the main thing. Like, who was in the house? The boyfriend was in the house, the brother was in the house, and Leilani was in the house. Now, they said the grandmother was in the house, but the grandmother was out of town at work. But you got the boyfriend, Leilani, and the brother. So they were really talking about this. And I'm going to tell you about social media. So they were saying the boyfriend. Okay. So they were asking, how the family is responding to Quinton missing. They're saying that they're not asking for help. They're not on here crying, going, please help us find the kids. And I don't care what you think of me, but give me my baby back, or do anybody know something? They're saying they're not doing that. Matter of fact, they only came out a couple of times at the beginning, and then things went rocky, and then they took off. Okay. So they asked the question, why cancel the babysitter? That is the number one question. Why cancel the babysitter? Remember, I told you guys, I said the last person that seen that baby, the boyfriend said he seen the baby at 6 o'clock. What makes him see the baby at 6 o'clock and the baby was in the playpen? Because he said he seen the baby at 6 o'clock. But somebody called the babysitter at 5:29. Somebody called the babysitter at 5:29. That is very suspicious to me. You're going to call the babysitter at 5:29, the baby in the playpen, and you walk out the door. Then they turned around and said something that we did not know. Now, I know a young lady had called in here, and we've been getting a couple of people coming, joining in, calling the hotline. We call it the hotline. And they were telling us that the door, the alarm went off at 1:00 in the morning, all the way. But they said on court TV that the alarm, there's a young lady named Cher. Now, I don't know if it's the same Cher that was from New Jersey that protested the protesters. It kind of sounds like the young lady that calls in sometimes talking to us, to be honest with you. I was like, I know that voice. If you guys pay attention, just pay attention. I know that voice, but I'm not for sure, but I'm kind of for sure. I'm not for sure, but I'm kind of for sure. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she's supposed to be a friend of Leilani and Leilani's mom, and she's not considered a spokesperson for them, but she's literally speaking for them. She's literally speaking for them. Okay? She says that, the boyfriend do look suspicious and they probably need to look at other stuff like that. Anyway, now we're not putting the channel in. See, that's why I'm telling you guys. You put the channel in, then they're gonna be coming over here. They're gonna be like, SP, you let these people say this about me and that about me and everything. But anyway, yeah, I know she has a YouTube channel, but that's not what I'm saying, you guys. I'm saying that if you really listen to the voice, if you didn't watch court TV, go back and listen to her voice. But a couple of times, somebody called in over here and they were explaining some stuff to us or, sharing some stuff with us. And it's the same voice. It's the same voice, And so I don't know her. Mary said, everybody know her. I don't know her. And, like I said, I'm not bashing nobody. But, okay, Soldier Girl, I thought I wasn't dreaming. I knew she had called in. I knew she had called in. She didn't tell us who she was, or she might said something else. But I know that voice. So anyway, you have to go back and watch some of the last couple of videos and you can pick it up yourself. So anyway, she was talking about that the door alarm was the door must have been open till 5:44. Now remember, the door opened till 5:44, but the boyfriend says that he went to work at 6. So they said that someone called the babysitter at 5:29. All of this stuff we already know. We know they called the babysitter. But why? Why would somebody call the babysitter at 5:29, door wide open, baby in the playpen? I'm finna leave. I'm just going to walk out the door, No, I shut the door and didn't notice that the baby is gone or the baby's in the pool. Could he thrown the baby in the pool and then walked out the door? Because there's something else I want to share with you. On court TV, I did not see this or hear this before, but court TV said that when the babysitter was on TikTok, she said not only that the babies were found last summer by her daughter in the swimming pool, the two kids in the swimming pool, and Leilani was in the house asleep. She says that the kids can't even swim. Did y'all know that? She said that the kids can't even swim. And the kids was outside. That's what the babysitter said. And the kids was outside. So she done made up. I don't say made up because then somebody's saying that I'm saying that she lying. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm saying, first of all, hold on. The kids is outside by themselves in a big family swimming pool. Not one of them up on top of the ground, underground swimming pool that's deep by themselves. Allegedly. That's what she says, though. And she didn't say it allegedly. She said it. Court TV says she said it. And I was like, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Yeah. So Gail's like, wouldn't the babies have drowned by the time her daughter walked up the street and back? Well, she didn't have to walk up the street. She just lived across the street in Catty Corner, a house or two down. That's it. It ain't no long way. It's just, but wouldn't she get the kids out the water? But that's not what I heard. I heard that she came back and then they went and got the kids. Like the daughter was like, the kids is down there in the water and ain't nobody down there and ain't nobody answering, but you just left the kids down there. That's what I heard. So you're right, Gail. Something strange about two houses down. That's something strange about that story. It's something strange about it. Not if they had floating devices. So, Miss Tina, who put the floating devices on the kids and then went in the house? She made it sound like they wasn't having no floating device. The babysitter made it sound like the kids was outside, locked out the house, because surely when they came down to the house to get the kids, because her daughter must have ran home and said, Mama, the kids is outside playing in the pool and ain't nobody out there, and I done knocked on the door or whatever, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, pay attention to that for a minute. So Court TV says, guess what? Same thing I said. Could this all might be staged? Could they have told Leilani, go throw away the drugs, go throw away the clothes, and I'm going to go over here. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. The babysitter could be involved in all of this. And all of it could be, maybe the kids, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so the young lady, she didn't want to say her name, but she got the channel. I guess she said something about her channel. She's speaking for the family, but she's not the spokesperson. But she says that the grandmother, and they all think that they need to look at the boyfriend. I think that they should have been done looked at the boyfriend. But here's the thing that got me, you guys. Here's the thing that got me kind of rattled. So they also said that the grandmother, which is Billy Joe, has 18 arrests already. 18. We know that. We know Billy Joe got a whole bunch of them. We didn't know the number, but she's got 18. And the searchers in the landfill talking up this search. Okay. That's something I want you guys to really pay attention to, because check this out. They came out with, like with everything saying, without a doubt, he's in this landing field. So you got 100 people in the landing field. And then it's like, oh, it's been a whole week and it's just, we're just not, it's a low possibility we might find Quinton. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think they already found him. Because this is how, you can, I'm just telling you how people work. I think they found him. And yeah, I think they found him. And they're not going to put it out there because they don't want nobody to run. But they want to find everything and go through everything and send it in to be, analyzed and tested and this and that. And so fingerprints, you know what I'm saying? Just like when the little boy with the suitcase, they would act like they didn't have nothing but a child in the suitcase all the time. They had fingerprints. They had people that they seen on the road. You guys understand what I'm saying? But they didn't say nothing. They was like, we're not showing no picture. We're we don't want nobody to think it's this or that, because they already knew who they was going to look for. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the community to sit back and act like, oh my God, nobody's coming up and saying that they missed a kid. They knew who that child belonged to. How long do you think, if they had fingerprints on a bag, they got the friend and they got the mama's fingerprints on the bag? They knew who that child was. They knew. It didn't have to take no whole week, a whole month, whole 6, 7, 8 months. Then they buried the baby and have a funeral and everything. They knew who that baby belonged to when they put the information out there. They knew. So they wanted the money. And then the funny thing about it was they were trying to find her. But she done went to different counties and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They knew. And when they got enough evidence that not only that, you know what I'm saying? Then they put it out there. Now they looking for it. They got the friend, they don't got the mama, Amari. They got the friend. The friend was the first one to be arrested. The mother has not been arrested. They have not found the mama yet. So anyway, let's see what else. So, you know how the searchers came out and they're asking for $250,000 because they done spent all of this money looking for Quinton. And then all of a sudden they say, it just don't look good. I believe that they're stirring the pot. I think they're stirring the pot to say, oh, it just don't look good. And then bingo, we done found Quinton. And then everybody, see what, see that money was well spent, which it is well spent. But you know what I'm saying? So we can, next time when we go out to look, we need to, won't have so much problems asking and requesting for this money to back us up. So I believe that they have enough, because they've already said, listen to what they said. They said that they have evidence. They have evidence. They not only said that the mother is a suspect, but they said the mother is the prime suspect. That means we need to get the who, what. We already know who, the mama. In order for you to say it's the mama, you can't just think it. You can't just dream Leilani. You got to have something to connect Leilani with the child. Remember, Leilani was in the house, sleep, allegedly, sleep. So how are you going to connect Leilani, the prime suspect, to this child? You have to have something. You can't just have what somebody said. You have to have something. And I'm going to tell you another little something. Before they start digging off into that dump, they done went and traced where the vehicles went and cameras. And she could have been throwing other stuff and trying to decoy them somewhere else, distract them and, stage like, well, I was just throwing clothes away or I was just whatever. But I guarantee you, they got enough evidence to arrest her, but they want enough evidence to, guess what? Not only charge, but convict her. Charge, but convict her. Because here's the thing. Police is not going to come out and say prime suspect, because you know what? They can get sued later on. Look at all the chaos that's going on around the family. Y'all better listen. Come on now. Because if that was my daughter, and I'm just keeping it real, if that was my daughter and I've got protesters and whatever you want to call them, hecklers, I'm not going to call them hecklers right now. I'm just not going to do it. I think that's very disrespectful. And I'm just saying, I don't like it. I don't like it not one bit. Because here's the thing, I don't care if I like you or not. I'm not finna go down there and do it. I done told y'all that. I'm not going to do it. But I'm not going to call them hecklers. You know what I'm saying? People, they sit, they spending their hard-earned money to get down there and, say a voice for Quinton, be seen, keep his name out there. And here's the bottom line. You don't have to agree with how they doing it, but I'm all for if that's what they're doing, as long as they're not in my neighborhood, because I would still call the police, because you're bringing a lot of people, but I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, like they're not hecklers, they're not hecklers. That's a very disrespectful. I don't know why the news is the hecklers. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. We're on the same team. We want justice for the child. And maybe it wasn't peacefully protested, like as some people say. They really wasn't. But and it probably wasn't the most tactful way to do it, in whose ever opinion. But to call them hecklers, see what I'm saying? You're not calling the woman that lost this baby or the child that's missing, you didn't call her no name. And they don't understand when you're saying that she's the prime suspect. So you got everybody in their feelings and then go, oh, they're hecklers. And yeah, it probably that they are jealous. And yeah, they're probably, so I mean, kudos to them out there. I'm just not gonna do it, and I'll just keep it real with you guys. She said, "What is hecklers?" Okay. Well, let me go into it and we'll look it up. What is the definition of hecklers? Oh, I'm gonna do it on this phone. This phone ain't doing well. What is the definition of hecklers?
Interrupts a performer or public speaker with derisive or aggressive comments or abuse.
This is SP.
Hey, SP, this is Val. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in here. Really nice with you.
Okay, you're doing good.
Yeah, they took the tube out from my daughter said you and Miss Betty was praying for me. I appreciate it because I was up out of here Monday, and they said I was fighting, throwing the nurses. I said, well, you sick of tubes? So I thought that I ain't used to it. Fighting too. Yeah, hecklers the people that like
excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, like if you have a game and they heckling you, yeah, you did it, and they start, all this here accusations and stuff. That's it. It's what heckling is.
Okay, it says a person who interrupts a performer of public speaker in aggressive comments or abuse.
Yes, that's what you said. They accuse them now. Where's this baby? And this and that. If they just listen, they'll see what they're heckling about because this baby is still missing.
Oh, so they must, since there's not no perform public speaker because they're out there, it must be because of the aggressive comments. And then here's the thing. The news asked Lolani, did you K your baby?
And what she said.
Well, that's the aggressiveness that the news did themselves.
Wow. Do they honestly think she's going to answer that question?
Well, no. I was amazed when the news asked that question. So they were out there doing the same thing as the protesters.
Wow.
They were. I'm telling you what I seen for myself.
That's not professional, but they've been having me on TV.
That's why I said, why is they calling them hecklers? And they were out there saying stuff like that to Leilani themselves.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm surprised they ain't got a mark against them. Raquel DeMond, so I appreciate the parents. I miss them. So I'm just going to tune in on Friday the phone because they're trying to keep my pressure or get it down if I go down.
Okay.
I'll be listening.
All righty. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, hey, just let me out this hospital. I'll be feeling even better.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear your voice.
All right, that's cool.
All right.
Bye.
What is subcutaneous utterance in court? Okay, they were throwing eggs in their yard with a written on their baby killer. They were twerking in front of the vehicles, knocking on their windows. They were calling them crackheads and prostitutes. Well, I know all the stuff. See, here's the thing. I know all the stuff. Everybody been seeing it. I mean, everybody been seeing all of that. And probably most of that is true. I don't know. I mean, but the news was doing some stuff too. So that's what we were really tripping on. So spontaneous utterance. Same thing, spontaneous utterance is the same thing as aggressive comments. Okay. Then it says, why is the news calling the protesters hecklers? Okay, so why the boyfriend not there supporting Leilani? They were talking about that too, you guys. And I told you guys the same thing. Always pay attention to the last person that's seen the child. The last person seen the child. He said, I seen the child at 6 o'clock. What makes him seen the child? Okay, you called the babysitter at 5:29. You last seen the child at 6 o'clock and said the baby was in his playpen, but the door was open up from 1 until 5:44. Then your phone. Uh-oh, here we go. Let's go. What's going on?
Hey, this is infamous. And first I want to apologize for the other day. I was a little in my feelings and kind of feel passionate. My adrenaline started going, and when I was responding in the chat, so first I wanted to apologize.
Well, you was okay. You was okay. I think people take it bad when you're putting the big caps up, because that's like you're yelling. And then some people be like, well, I couldn't see or whatever. But then you know when to put them in there. So they were, so they do have to defend the channel. You know what I mean?
Correction. It's okay.
Okay.
I just forget. I forget because I get excited, because when I put the at so-and-so, it's in all caps, and then I forget to take it off, and then it just ends up coming out like that. Yeah, cool. But I've been doing good today so far.
Yes.
But, yeah, I hear everything, and the thing, I feel, my opinion, because I've watched it, and I've been watching it back to back, and watching all the different channels, because when they were all live out there, because some of them are just feeding certain narratives, like they're kind of like editing, and so there was other people that were going out there that was actually kind of exposing kind of the reality of what they were doing, and I understand the whole situation, and justice for Quinton, and I hope everything comes around, but they were really vicious out there. You know what I mean? Even people that were coming, they said there was a couple of neighbors that had come, and they were talking to the one lady that got the bullhorn taken from her, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's I'm not even worried. But the neighbor said that he has an autistic kid. That because it got so intense and it got so just really foul language and calling people names and stuff. And they weren't letting the vehicle out of the yard, whatever the case may be. With the autistic child, and there was a lady that was in hospice. That she was at home and she requested to go back to the hospital because it was too much. She was like 90, I don't know, she's 90 some odd years old. So she actually requested to go back to the hospital and she couldn't be peaceful in her house because of all the chaos.
Right.
So,
but
they could have been a little more tactful about it, but they were just extremely rude. They were yelling late at night, like it was late. And so finally they had got like 50 calls from the police, having to keep coming and taking away from actually, looking for Quinton wherever they think he is and doing whatever they have to do.
Right. So, and you know what? I thank God that a situation like that is not around my house, but because if and I put myself in the shoes, like if my next door neighbor was going through something like that and people were walking around and walking in my yard and flashlights and yelling and screaming and my kids is at home or I'm it would be like once you put yourself in that situation you'd be like I get it that it was too much, but at the same time put yourself in the shoe that if this was your child, wouldn't you want, not saying people coming out you attacking you, but wouldn't you want whoever, the pressure on whoever did whatever to your baby, I don't care what it takes. Yeah, I would want that. It all depends on what, whose shoes you're going to put on. You know what I'm saying? You put on the shoes, that's your child. You ain't gonna worry about protesters wanting justice. You're gonna want that. It doesn't matter if it's your daughter, your neighbor, your uncle, your daddy, because people always say, see something, say something. But then, if you the mother of that child, you wouldn't care about that. Being a neighbor, yeah, you don't want that. I don't want that either. But being if that's my child,
they were just terrorizing, and they weren't just putting pressure on that. You know what I mean? They were like terrorizing everybody. Anybody that was going by.
I get it. But here's the thing: the police said that she's the prime suspect, and she's the only suspect. And then they were out there saying, Leilani, did you kill your baby? So, I mean, what kind of example is that? And then, of course, being a protester or just being out there, I wouldn't even call them protesting because it's not no protest, really. It's actually just voicing your own opinion, you know what you think, and trying to help. I know it's very aggressive.
I think it was more of just like them calling themselves, they're calling, like, I mean, some of the descriptions, in their creative, in their content, saying that they're activists and they helped search and, they didn't put any flyers out, and then,
and I get what you're saying.
They could have been more active in it, and I think more productive. I mean, this is my opinion, I think it got a little bit out of control.
It was very out of control. If you got people twerking, making fun of the situation, very unprofessional, or things like that. And you got kids out there and they're doing drugs or whatever, very unprofessional, and
And they were playing baby noises, like baby, like a baby, like laughing and crying, and laughing out the speaker, which I understand. But like I said, people around, not just, I understand the pressure, but like, what if somebody had just lost a child or had a stillborn, or you know what I mean?
So what do you think? What do you think happened to Quinton?
Oh, I think that I personally think that there's the boy Danny that took off because he said it out right away. You know what I mean? As soon as all this stuff went down, and he supposedly was the last one that seen Quinton. And I know the mama, she changed her story about 2 or 3 different times. And from what I understand the history, she's just, she's always kind of been a manipulating kind of, with, just telling not truth and lies and just to kind of get what she wants. She's still young, so she's got that mentality where she kind of doesn't have any emotion. She doesn't show any emotion. She doesn't show like, I don't know. She seems like she's checked out. You know what I mean?
Right. Do you honestly believe that boyfriend is out of state? No.
I think
he's not out of state. No.
He took off. You know what I mean? He took off first. And I don't think because he's been around her this whole time. I don't know how long they've been together. But as soon as it got hot in the kitchen, you know what I mean? He shut it out.
Here's the thing. When you see, okay, because you follow a lot of cases, right?
Yeah.
When did you see that they have an investigation of either a missing abducted child or a murder, all 2, 3, that the person that last seen the child was the boyfriend, and they let him leave town? No, they're not going to let him leave town. They're going to tell him that, no, you can't leave town. You stay close to town. You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't have to arrest you, but no, it's under investigation. This is an active investigation of a missing child, presumed to be deceased. No, you don't get to leave town. So somebody's sitting there saying, "Oh, he's in North Carolina and done." I don't believe so. They didn't find him there. They ain't nobody seen him there. Why they say that? They want people to think, "Oh yeah, he just went on with his life." No, he didn't.
Yeah, there's behind the scenes as well, and I think that they just want to make sure that, like I said, like the circumstantial, if they're not able to find any evidence, and if they think that he's in the landfill or whatever the case may be, that they got to make sure that everything's lined up and make sure that the investigation's done. You know what I mean? Like everything's airtight because, like I said, just a lot of these cases, if there's no evidence, they have to, if it's circumstantial, they have to make sure it's airtight because you cannot retry these people, the people that they think are guilty.
Right.
And then when they go to trial, if there's any kind of technicalities or any kind of thing that they didn't do correctly, and make sure that they did, they just cross all their T's, out of their I's, of course, that. That's what I think they're doing some behind the scenes stuff, and I think they're just waiting for somebody to crack, but they're not cracking. And there was the mom when she was crying, or the grandma, Billy Joe, when she was crying, and I caught it the other day, and I was listening to it. And she was like crying when she was like drunk, and she seemed like she was inebriated, and she was like, "Just let me mourn him." She was saying that over the fence in her side of the yard. But the first I caught in the beginning, she says, "I'm the one that pulled him out of the water, or dragged him out of the water." She says.
Who said that?
That's Billy Joe. I clipped it. I screen recorded it. But
You screen recorded it? Let's hear it.
Well, I gotta find it. I'll find it and I can call you back. But yeah.
Okay, call back so we can hear it.
Okay.
Is it gonna take you long?
No. I just gotta get it off of my thing, off of my phone.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, let us hear it. All right.
Okay.
Bye. Wow, that'd be nice to hear, you guys. I want to hear it. Yeah, we are taking some phone calls right now. If you want to call in, just call on in 316-553-3056. Yeah, I like to hear everybody's thing. I was going to ask her another question because I asked her, who do you think, where do you think? Oh, wow, they're talking about the lottery winner. Anyway, I like hearing receipts on the lady because I was in the live that day, never heard that. Okay, right. I'm with you. I'm with you. She said, I heard her say, I pulled the baby out the water. I ain't never heard that. Have y'all heard that? I ain't never heard that. So if somebody say something, I pounce on it like Diesel. I'll be like, pounce. Diesel knock you down, pounce. Woo. That dog is big. So tomorrow, we'll go and get him enrolled tomorrow, you guys. Billy Joe was suspected to be in Chicago when everything happened. Really, she way in Chicago. Wow, really? Chicago, South Carolina. Okay. Soldier Girl said, I heard it. Really? I haven't heard it. She's sharing something with us. Because I'm like, I call in soon. Let me figure out I want to ask and state my thoughts. It's no hurry, but first have my brother calling first since he real big on the case too. Okay. Well, we're just waiting on her to call back in because we came on a little early. I know you guys, and I'm trying to get y'all kind of situated that we're going to start going live earlier. So some of the live you guys are going to have to go back and miss, but we were just chitter-chatting a little bit, but I'm going to have to start going live early because I'll be working and I have to be at work at 6. So I can't be doing lives 5 to 6. So I'm just letting you guys know. So when you say, oh, SP, what time did you come on? Probably 3, probably 2. And that way I can get done, take my shower and get everything together and everything. I just don't want to rush. And long as we're keeping the awareness and the babies' faces out there and the pictures out there and the story out there, maybe somebody will come up and just tell the truth of where this child is. You know what I'm saying? And let his soul rest. She said that's perfect for the time change. Yep. Because you got to remember, this is prime time. 5 to 6 is prime time, and that's when people eating and cooking and stuff. So we're gonna go earlier, and get it in, get it done. You know what I mean? There was one other thing I wanted you guys to know, and that was on the court TV, you guys. Thank you, Francis. God bless you for everything you do for our babies, Miss SP. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Let me get your ticket here. I'll shut up that topic now. Starting to get mad. Ooh, what's wrong with you, 6 Cents? What is it? Francis. No need to get mad. No need to get mad. FRANCE. Here's your ticket right here. No need to get mad. Here's your ticket right here. 59070. That's a 6. That's a 6 right there. Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
We won't stop.
We'll
We
be
will
as
not
bright as the
stop.
sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, now
See this?
go.
How you cannot go?
Baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Okay, you guys. Thank you, Francis, for that super chat. Hey, we got ITT back on the phone. What's going on? ITT?
Yeah. I just had it on mute because I was trying, when I screen recorded it, I when I first initially did it, so I didn't want you to have it hear it confused because it's like I had to rewind it.
Okay.
I haven't edited it yet. So she says, I drug him out of the water, she says. What it sounds like she's saying, allegedly, is what it sounds like she says. To me, it sounds clear as day, but You want me to play it?
Yes.
Okay, let me know if you can hear it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so she might say it right away, so let's see. Did you hear her? Right in the beginning, she says, I drug him out of the water. She said. Did you hear it?
No.
Here, you want me to send it to you?
How can you send it to me?
I could send it in a voicemail, in a text message.
Okay, send it in a text message.
Okay, all right.
All right. Yeah, Gail said that story given doesn't match the timeline. You may have to translate. Way too much mumble to hear no offense. Play it slower. Email. She don't have it. I don't know how did she drug him out the water when she wasn't there? If the babysitter had the baby and sent the kids home at 4, grandmother's out of town, what her dragging the baby out the water? Soldier girl said, I heard from someone else. She said it. I can't hear anything clear. I don't know. I don't know how. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear I drug him out the water. I didn't hear it. I mean, I heard a whole bunch of junk, something, but I didn't hear that. Maybe she got home early. Maybe she did. Maybe she never left. Or maybe she left that night. You know? Maybe she mean Leilani did that. Uh-oh. Yes.
It's sending right now. You should get it. Hold on. It's like almost full circle where it's loading. Because I sent it to you. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, let's see. It's completed. So I'll bridge. Send to your number. Yeah, it just got sent to you. It's like right in the very beginning.
I don't know how you got I don't know how you got that out of that, but okay.
Because she's like, I drugged him out with the water. It sounds exactly the way she said. And I listened to it over and over, but if you don't hear it, I'm just saying that's just kind of what I heard. Because she was, drinking, and sometimes when you drink, you kind of profess things that you wouldn't usually profess, when you're not on something mind altering.
Okay. Well, it ain't came through.
Huh?
It ain't came through.
It says it was sent. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll try. Did you get it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It does. You hear like little sirens in the background because somebody was trying to. Because she was the person that had recorded that. They were like gonna delete it because there were certain things they didn't want you to see, I guess.
Okay.
So the other person was trying to edit it. You know what I mean? So there wasn't like a copyright. You kind of hear like some fake sirens in the background.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. So please don't be mad at me, guys. I'm just saying that's just kind of because I just heard it. Maybe I might be hearing wrong, but it sounds like that's what you said.
Okay. All righty.
Okay. All right.
Thanks. Hold on, you guys. And good night, Amari. No, this ain't it. Okay. No. Okay. Nope. Hold on. Hold on. No, actually, let me say this and then I'll look it up a little bit more, you guys. But I don't want to put that out there because I was actually in that live when the person asked what was his favorite food. And she said, and see what I'm saying, I could tell you I was there and I didn't hear that. And in all reality, I can tell you also that she said is what the F she feeds him. That's what she said. So I was there. Okay. So and at the beginning when she's talking, she wasn't talking like that. And I know that for a fact. She wasn't talking like that. And somebody slowed the conversation down. And that's why it's dragging like that. She wasn't talking like that. She wasn't drunk or anything. They asked what was his favorite color. That's the first thing they asked. And she said his color was blue. And then they said, what was his favorite food? And she said, whatever the F I feed him. And she was done talking to him. I was right there. So they slowed it down. And when she was saying that his favorite color was blue, they slowed it down. Just being honest with you. Loving God, thank you for the $4.99 and the support. You go, girl. Loving God. You guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to do some more research on it, but I remember that live. Like I said, I was there. Loving God, I got you down right here. I probably didn't see it, and I'm sorry. But we'll look for it, and we'll investigate it a little bit more because, like I said, I was there when that happened. So, All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. Like I said, we're going to have to start keeping our time 1 hour. We're a little bit over. I want to thank everybody coming on out. Make sure you guys come back out. I think Friday. I can still be here on the same time, 5 o'clock. But after this week, you guys, things change. All right. All right. Thanks, loving God.
Yo.